Good morning. At time now 5 o'clock. Top stories we're following at this hour. BART, the union there, set to vote today on a new contract, one that in just a moment. And the popular Cash for Clunkers program could get the cash it needs to stay in business. The Senate will take action today. We'll tell you more about that in a moment. And Supreme Court nominee Sonia Sotomayor is on track now to be the next Associate Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court. The Senate scheduled to vote on her nomination today. More on this story in just a moment as well. And we're also following the weather. Here's a live look here at the Bay Bridge approach, but it's what's happening up in the sky that's going to be of interest for us. Finally, we've got some changes in the forecast. Drew's following that. Good morning, Drew.
Good morning, James. Yes, indeed, some changes, with today being the coolest day of the week and the coolest day we've seen in a while. Taking a look at some weather headlines, those temperatures are going to remain cool for today. Low 70s, and at the coast coming in upper 50s and low 60s as well. Right now it's 5:04 on the KRON 4 Morning News. Let's get a check on traffic with George.
Thank you, Drew. Good morning. Pretty good start to the commute this morning. Very quiet, no problems, hot spots, no delays, an easy ride at the Bay Bridge East train out of the Central Valley. James, good morning.
All right, good morning, George. Thank you much. We'll visit with you again momentarily. In the meantime, some headlines for you new this morning. BART's largest labor union will vote today on the latest contract offer by management. A spokesman for SEIU Local 1021 says members will vote from about 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. today at the Marriott Hotel in downtown Oakland. Meanwhile, members of BART's other unions won't vote on a contract until possibly next Monday or Tuesday. BART spokesman Linton Johnson says the transit agency's board of directors will vote on the agreement at some point later on this month if the three unions all approve it. The contract talks began back on April 1st and didn't wrap up until 11 a.m. last Friday. Meanwhile, the popular Cash for Clunkers program may be getting a refueling. The Senate will vote today on a deal to add about $2 billion more to save the rebate program. Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid says the Democrats have enough votes now to pass the bill, and that means consumers could take advantage of the deal through Labor Day once it's authorized. The government says more than $775 million of the existing $1 billion for the program has already been spent. And as for California's budget now, most California college students will return to campus this fall and find crowded classrooms, less access to faculty, I should say, and counselors, fewer campus services, and more difficulty getting to classes that they need to graduate, all while paying higher fees. To close the state's massive budget deficit, California has slashed funding to its 110 community colleges, the 23-campus California State University, and the 10-campus University of California systems. And even with all of the cuts, the UC system has now agreed to lend the state nearly $200 million. In turn, the state will pay the money back over 3 years at an interest rate of about 3.2%. Now, since the University of California has a better credit rating than the state itself, it borrowed money in the public markets and then loaned that money to the state, which in turn handed it right back. The state will pay the UC higher rate of interest than the UC paid to borrow the money, so the college system should make a little money in the deal. Meanwhile, the funds will be used for these following projects. Take a look here at UCSF, $32 million for new classrooms and the expansion of telemedicine services on campus and at the San Francisco General Hospital. Also at UC Davis, $35 million will be used for a new 4-story telemedicine resource center. And at UC Santa Cruz, $65 million will go to a new 5-story biomedical sciences facility and a new digital arts facility. The rest of the money will be given out to other UC campuses for various projects. All right, new details to tell you about this morning relating to Lieutenant Governor John Garamendi. He says he thinks federal stimulus money should be used now to help keep the NUMMI plant in Fremont open. He thinks the 25-year-old joint venture between GM and Toyota is too big to fail, and he wants to help save it. Toyota said 2 weeks ago that it was considering withdrawing from the joint venture, but a final decision hasn't been made yet. In Livermore, incidentally, today, Garamendi will present information showing that the possible closure of the NUMMI plant is a statewide issue and would have ramifications up and down the Golden State. He said a total of 35,000 jobs are at risk right now, including 4,700 people who actually work at the plant. Garamendi says he also hopes Toyota will still consider building its popular Prius cars at the NUMMI facility. Well, hopefully that'll happen. All right, at 5:08, another story for you new this morning. Sonia Sotomayor is poised to make history, I should say, as the Supreme Court's first Hispanic justice. The Senate is expected to vote this afternoon to confirm President Barack Obama's first pick for the High Court. She has more than enough votes to be confirmed. and has picked up more GOP support along the way, but nearly 3/4 of the Senate's 40 Republicans have said that they will vote no. They argue that Sotomayor would bring liberal bias and personal sympathies to her decision-making process. 5:08 now the time. We've got to take a quick break here. We'll be back in just a moment. More headlines straight ahead and another check of weather and traffic as well. Here's a live look outside as we go from our roof camera again, showing you the sky or the city lights here in San Francisco, where again things are going to be on the cool side today. Coolest day of the week. We'll have another check of the forecast with Drew Harmon coming up in a moment.